The NFL playoff schedule, the whole NFL schedule is dropping. The best ball sickos are correlating, foaming at the mouth over week 16, 17, 15 playoff schedules, all of these matchups and all the pairings that we can get the rest of the summer because it's scheduled drop day. We don't quite have it yet, but we got a little sprinkling, and we're going to draft a DraftKings Millie Maker team today to see if we can't take home $2 million on scheduled drop day. Let's do it.
3, 2, 1.
All right, good afternoon. Happy, what is today, Wednesday? Boy, we're in the thick of it when I'm struggling to remember what day it is. It is May 14th, and I'm already in the, what day is it, part of the summer? I'm not sure how good that is for my personal well-being and longevity for the summer, but I am excited. We are in the thick of it. Today is like, I know we have the kickoff of, right, a hot best ball summer when NFL draft is over and everybody starts launching their contests. It's all very fun. We pile in to everybody gets to see who can get RJ Harvey at the best price and who can get, Caleb Johnson at the best price and whatever. It's great. Trey Harris, whoever. It's a ton of fun. Today and moving forward is that's the preseason. This is the regular season. We got the schedule. We know who's playing who, when, and we'll assuredly talk plenty of that as ML says. We've got some, just quickly before we hop into this draft, and we won't do a long soliloquy about, the playoff schedules and all that kind of stuff. The NFL is moronic. Drop the schedule or don't. Don't tell me that the schedule release is tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern or whatever on ESPN. No, it's not. All day, the entire day, from the moment I woke up, still now, through on into the evening, it's like a slow trickle of completely random assortment of matchups over the course of the entire season. It's not like one team schedule leaks at noon and another, or all of, week one leaks at noon and then we slowly, it is total nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. There's just leaks everywhere. You're plugging them and you can't, right? You take one off and another one pops open. It's total nonsense. And I don't know. I know a handful of the week 17 matchups that have been released thus far, and I can't keep up with all of the schedule and everything going on. And so end rant. Mike asks, are you in the draft room yet? How about we just get in there right now? I'll share my screen first. Gives you guys just a couple of seconds. We're going to do a DraftKings Millie Maker, the $20 here that you see. This is so it is 8 of 12. Go ahead and fill this sucker up for us if you were sitting and waiting, or if you were smart and already got in there, which I imagine Mike was already doing. I could tell he was quick on the trigger. I think this is my 6th or 7th. I can't remember. One of the two Millie Makers. I've been taking it slow. Got the 102. Beautiful. Shout out South at the 103 in here. I'm sure some of you other guys are in here, and I'm just not as familiar with your DK usernames. Martin, welcome. Martin, let me tell you, I have been wanting more and more and more of the late first round picks. It's like first world problems, complaining about getting too many CeeDee Lamb teams. Like, oh no, what a fucking problem. I have all these CeeDee Lamb teams. Or, oh, Justin Jefferson. I don't think I have Chase yet. Yeah, no, I don't have Chase yet, which I need to send. Hold on really quickly. I gotta send. I just finished the draft right before we did this. So let me send it on over to the draft hacker so I can go to upcoming. Okay, lineup sent. Let's go back to the room. All right. So anyway, like I was saying, I've been getting just like seriously top 5 picks in every room, which is, like I said, oh my God, what what a fucking disaster. You have a ton of CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson. But my real issue is my favorite part of the draft, and this is no offense to Jamar Chase, Saquon Barkley, right? Justin Jefferson, Bijan Robinson. Let me zoom this in a tick. I'm not obviously not hating on any of these top. God damn it! When you try to zoom out, I'm getting old that the tech is catching up to me. But like, dude, I mean, CD is my 102. So if you have purchased your Spike Week subscription, you have access to the rankings. And CeeDee Lamb is my 102 this year, right behind Jamar Chase. So it's like, great. I am very, very excited to have a bunch of CeeDee Lamb or a bunch of, right? I have 20% Justin Jefferson, 30% CeeDee Lamb. I've not yet drafted Bijan and Gibbs. I have autoed Saquon Barkley. So I already did my perfect Saquon team so far because I have autoed him once. But this is not like a real complaint, but I just drafted, like I just pulled Neighbors up to the 103, 102 or 103, like literally right before this. And so I'm just going to do Jefferson because I don't want to I'm happy to be overweight on all these different wide receivers, and I don't want to continually pull up Neighbors, Puka. I really like. I don't want to continually pull these Nico. These guys are going to be pull them up, like sporadically pull these guys up to the first part of the first round, but I don't want to do it in every draft just because I keep getting the 102 in every draft. You know what I mean? So it's this push pull. Like it's May 14th. We're gonna do a lot more drafts. This is my, like I said, 6th out of 150. It got 144 more to go. I'm gonna get my shares of all those guys, but I'm exceptionally frustrated so far through the first 20 to 25 drafts I've done so far, something like that, 25 across Underdog and DraftKings, that I believe the back half of the first round is better than the beginning of the first round. Not because the back half players are necessarily better, but because, oh my, Derrick Henry at the 105 in this one. We got a spicy room here. Look at this. Painting the town green. Bijan over Saquon. Henry at the 106. And then Genty. CeeDee Lamb at the 109. 108. God, I can't count today. Or read. Yeah. Martin wanted to trade me 108 getting CD. Is that you? It is Vadim. Vadim gets CD at the 108. Unbelievable. Snot and green. I do have bad allergies at this time of the year, so it is kind of fitting. New contract, yeah. Min Cash Merchant says I pulled Nico up to the 102 because I was getting bored already. Yeah, that's like I mean, on one hand, it's supposed to be fun. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Spending hours and hours and hundreds of hours, if we're being honest, hundreds into the thousands, depending upon how much you're drafting. Like, if we're going to spend that much time doing all this, like, let's have some fun with it. I look, you're going to hear all of my very serious takes. You're going to hear me get mad and get passionate and all this kind of stuff over the course of the summer. But at the end of the day, like, dude, we're going to rip like 500 puppy drafts on Underdog or a bunch of the $3 on here. Drafters has a $2 tournament. We're going to spend all this time. Let's have a little bit of fun. So if you're like, God damn it, I'm sick of getting CD, I'm doing something different. I just did it with Malik Neighbors. I love Malik Neighbors is my 105. And I had not yet gotten him in a draft because there's 4 people I have in front of him, and I keep getting a top 3 or 4 pick, right? I have CD in front of him, so it has been difficult for me to get Malik Neighbors. So I'm trying to figure out how to make that work. You know what I mean? Where that's something I certainly haven't mastered much, if anything, in best ball, but figuring out, like, you have Malik Neighbors not that far behind CeeDee Lamb. But CeeDee Lamb is, right, he just went he's my 102. He just went at the 108 in this draft. I'm naturally going to get a boatload of CeeDee Lamb, and I'm never going to take Malik Neighbors over CeeDee Lamb just based on pure ranking. But I also want to have a shit ton of Malik Neighbors because he goes at the 109 110, 111. And I think he's the 5th overall player, right? So that push-pull is something I'm still working on. And it's also been because I've been like min cash merchant, where I just keep getting the goddamn 102 or 103. Like, I haven't gotten the 101 yet, but I also haven't gotten the 108. Like, give me something. I would like to be able to get Malik Neighbors on a couple of teams. But, God forbid, I have a lot of CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson so far. Yeah, this is the thing. I do want to pull guys up sometimes, not just because I haven't gotten them, but because taking Malik Neighbors with different people, right? So I got Malik Neighbors, AJ Brown, and Trey McBride in the draft I did just right before this. Speaking of, I have a small thesis I would like to put into play here. Take Trey McBride here in the second round, because I think something I know our boy Bernie, that does amazing work for us at Spike Week, and some other folks have been, I think Vadim's been seeing it. Some other folks have been seeing it. Pi, I think you're here. I think you've seen it. Have noticed, like, when you go through our new draft rewind tool, which allows you to mix in, like, right, put together teams from last year and see how they would have scored in the regular season and in each playoff week. You notice, like, if you hit on the wide receivers, generally the stud wide receivers, like, we constantly talk about the, like, I just need 1 or 2 good timed games from a late wide receiver and he paid off his price, right? And that logic seems fine. The problem is, if you hit on your stud, your 7 stud wide receivers, already got 50% T with JJ. Yeah. So that's 50% with JJ. I've done the Marv thing. Let's do Devontae. I'm pretty neutral on Devontae, actually, versus T, which maybe sounds crazy, but let's just, again, mix and match it a little bit better. So Justin Jefferson, Trey McBride, Devontae Adams sounds cool. But what I was saying is, what really matters is being able, if you hit on, right, like a core of 5, 6, 7 awesome, my lawnmowers are here. That's going to tilt the shit out of me. And also, don't make fun of me because I pay someone to mow my lawn. I touch the grass, I just don't mow it. If I have the right wide receivers, it's generally not some late round wide receiver that is like that. Now, the Pukas happen, right? Those kinds of things happen. But generally, what happens is Bucky spikes, Kyron spikes, and I know I'm calling out the also unicorns there, but Chuba, right? Oh no, Raheem Mostert is out. Devin Achane, who was already a smash all season, is now the workhorse in week 17. There's Donta Foreman is my favorite example. Our good friend Dorito from the chat won the Drafters Championship a couple years ago for several $100,000. And you look at his team and you're like, man, he hit on everybody. And then there's just this random Donta Foreman mixed in the middle there. And you're like, well, he must not have done anything for that team. And on a season-long point total view, sure, he really didn't do much, but he took over the backfield that he had for 2 games, and those happened to be the 2 games that, specifically in the cumulative scoring format, Dorito just needed, right, to propel him. It's like low-key Donta Foreman was like he wasn't the true MVP, but like the glue guy, right? The guy that gets out the Christian Brown, the Lou Dort, the whatever we want to, one of those guys, the Danny Woodhead, the lunch pail guy, first in, last out, right? Coach's son, real bookworm. That was Donta Foreman on that team, and you would look at it and you would just scroll right past him. And so, how do I get more of those guys when, like, look, I got Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, right? Rashee Rice, Zay Flowers, Jameson Williams. I got all of these guys on this team. Like, they're probably counting for my wide receiver scores. But the running back thing is just like, is kind of like, double Dutch. You're constantly like trying to pop in and pop out with finding the right guys who just is useful for that individual week rather than, and useful being like, no, he got 23 touches and scored 2 touchdowns. Like the wide receiver thing is like, oh, did Tyquan Thornton go 2 for 50 and 1 and crack my flex or whatever? It's like, the more running backs you draft, I think generally the better. Now, if you're loading up on superstar running backs earlier, definitely be a little bit more cautious. But something I already started to lean into last year is just a higher volume of running backs, but even across builds. Like I drafted Breece Hall earlier today as my RB1 in the 4th round here on DraftKings, and I still did 2, 8, 8, 2. So I still took 8 running backs. I like it better on Underdog, to be clear. The full PPR sites, I think it gets a little bit more interesting in terms of your positional allocation, but just the running backs have a better chance. The later running backs have a better chance to just luck box their way. It doesn't have to be straight talent based, right? Even like totally mid-ass running backs can luck box their way into some really big fantasy weeks. And then you also have the potential, they're just good, right? That dude's just good. You have more outs with the running backs. And so I just want more of them on my team, but I probably want to spend more draft capital on wide receiver and maybe tight end. But we'll see about that. I mostly just like Bowers and McBride. I do like Kittle as well. Yeah, how on earth did Derrick Henry get an extension? I don't know. I haven't looked into the is this a real extension or a fake extension? I don't know. All right, end of round 4. Hampton still on the board at pick 47, but I would be a liar and a fraud if I didn't take Devontae Smith, who on last week's podcast with Davis Maddock, we did the best picks of every single round, and I said Devontae Smith was the best pick in the 4th round. So didn't get AJB. Got to get our Eagles pass catchers. I like it because I might get my first Hampton share here if he passes, and if he doesn't, I got RJ Harvey in my back pocket. Come on, what is that name? Siskerfala 224. This is a fair point. George Kittle goes, so I am going to take Hampton. Get a little Amari and Hampton finally in our lives. Justin Jefferson, Trey McBride, Devontae Adams, Devontae Smith, and Amari and Hampton. But Personal 23 says, I've been off Cook because I think news will spread he may hold out. I like him, just expecting a drop. Yeah, and I don't even like him that much. Like, he's fine. I'm going to have to talk to somebody this summer, or I'll just do it myself, of a podcast episode of like, let's just do all the guys that are, this is going to take about 17 hours because it's most of the player pool, where you're like, he's fine. Like, there's not that many guys that I'm just like fired up about. And there's not that many guys that I'm like, zero, absolutely hate him, can't draft him, no thank you. And there's this mush in the middle where they're all like, fine, it's fine. Cortland Sutton, fine. Jameson Williams, fine. Whatever, fine. Joe Mixon, fine. Quid pro quo says Amari and Hampton over Hubbard. I like both. Did Hubbard go off the board yet? So I can show you how much. See, so I got 20% Hubbard already. I'm not like going crazy on worrying about my exposures, but you can see I got 20% of him, and I have 100% of him with, who is that? With wide receiver 2, with Devontae Adams. So not a huge deal, but I haven't gotten Hampton yet. And I believe I have Hampton ranked just a little bit ahead of Chuba. I don't hate Chuba at all. No major. I mean, I feel a little bit squeamy. That reminds me of my wife and I are big F1 fans, and one of the announcers, instead of saying slippery when it rains, he says slippy. And so that I now say slippy because it's weird and funny. Squeamy is definitely not a word, right? Squeamish. I do get squeamish about 5th round Chuba Hubbard, if I'm being totally honest. But like I'm kind of in on the Panthers, which sounds crazy, and I'm kind of in on Chuba as a talent. So, they did bring in Dowdle, but I'm okay with it. I like him. I think he's a little bit more of a chess, like Hampton. They're very different chess pieces, right? Hampton is like I don't know, Najee might get the first carry in week 1. Like, oh boy, that's scary. But the Chargers situation is much better overall, right? This is a Harbaugh, Greg Roman, Justin Herbert, Lab McConkey, great, I don't want to say great, good offensive line, and a first round pick running back. That's pretty awesome. It doesn't get much better, honestly, in terms of landing spot. Now, Najee Harris is there, so you can say, how much work is he doing? Well, Chuba does have Rico Dowdle there, who took a whole backfield in Dallas last year. And then you have the Panthers, and you have how good really is Chuba. Like, he's been awesome. There's no denying that. And if he does it again, I think it's just if Chuba just does what he did last year again, I mean, we're all going to consider him not a star, but shit, not far off. More of a, if he does that again, why isn't he in the Bucky or whatever, right? Bucky, Jacobs, Chase Brown, there's no difference. So he has paths to real upside, but he also has a little bit of, am I overpaying for timeshare back on the Panthers? You can see both angles. Just like you can see both angles for Hampton, but he's a first round pick on the Chargers. So, all right, back on the clock. Woof. I haven't stacked up the Vikings yet, but I really don't like it. You know who I do just genuinely like, and I cannot believe this. Don't tell Rob, but I like Jauan Jennings for several reasons. I think if I had to place my chips, that somehow, I cannot believe this, but he's the best wide receiver on the 49ers. What an insane turn of events over the last however many months, 9 months. But I think he's probably the best wide receiver on the 49ers, from a probabilistic standpoint, which is crazy because, but in part because Brandon Ayuk was hurt, right? Pearsall popped a little. Yeah, it's a good question. Do you think he's better than Pearsall? I mean, he was significantly better than Pearsall last year. Pearsall came on and popped a little bit at the end. My bet is not that Pearsall is bad. It's just that Jauan is better. Jauan was better all year than Pearsall was. Juwan's also not that old, which is a little shocking when you go to look at it. Okay, so now my question is, do I take one of my favorite backs who kind of works well with Hampton? Do I do the Addison thing? Speaking of guys who are going to fall, I just can't. I also really like Olave, but I'm going to take one of my favorite backs, Tony Pollard. I think on DraftKings there's more wide receivers just at more depressed prices. Plus, I already have 4 of them, right? So I feel a little bit more comfortable kind of detouring into the running back stuff. Running back is not great for the next round 7, 8, 9-ish or whatever. I really like Jordan Mason. I'm cool with, Isaiah Pacheco and some of these other guys, but it's not awesome. Actually, a lot of my favorite running backs come around 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I'm really into Tony Pollard at this price, especially on these PPR sites. So I'm kind of leaning into him a lot right now. He fits every build. Pair him with the rookie. I know I'm getting at least early stuff from Tony Pollard. And what if he's just Tony Pollard and Cam Ward makes the Titans good? I honestly don't know. It's a fair question. I'm not sure how they're going to divvy up that stuff. Pearsall is a kind of a weird player. That would be my bet. That would be my bet. Ayuk plays his Ayuk role. Jauan's a little bit of a move piece, but also a little bit more of big body, but also, they don't have any typical. I guess Ayuk is more of a typical wide receiver. Like Pearsall and Jauan are not your typical, like, okay, that's DK Metcalf, that's Drake London, that's Malik Neighbors, that's, whatever. Because they're like they're athletic, but they're not that fast. They're have size, but they're not that big. They're not like mega contested catch guys, but they're also, they're San Francisco is very unique in that way. So, but anyway, the last thing on Jauan that I really like is a Purdy will fall sometimes, and I think Purdy is in the group of quarterbacks I really like targeting. I'm always thinking about quarterback on DraftKings. We're going to say this, right? This is DraftKings draft number 2 of the summer. We are going to say this 1,000 times on DraftKings about always be cognizant of your wide receivers. Always be cognizant of your wide receivers. And I don't honestly love ever taking Matthew Stafford. And then obviously Hurts is gone. I'm kind of always thinking about setting up my quarterbacks, and Jauan gives me those outs to Purdy. Oh my gosh. South says, a shout out. Thank you for the super chat. Are there any upcoming contract disputes we should be paying attention to? And how are you playing those players? Wow. That is a good question. Off the top of my head, the main one that I'm glad that, sorry, whoever brought it up earlier on James Cook is like always the one that pops into my head. I'm actually not sure. I'm going to look into this. I know you'll be at the lab between now and the lab. NFL. Let's see if I can find anything while we are, so there's literally 2 that come to my head, and one of them is a defensive player. I don't know if you've been following the Trey Hendrickson stuff, but Trey Hendrickson for the Cincinnati Bengals really, really, really wants a new contract and is doing a very good job of getting out in front of this whole thing. And the Bengals are doing a very bad job of handling the Trey Hendrickson situation. But I do think, James, from a public standpoint, the guy who stands out to me the most is for sure James Cook. And I think we've seen this running back thing play out like a million times to where I don't think James Cook has much of a leg to stand on, and the team has no real reason to pay him. So I'm not in love with him at this price, but I'll be looking to buy the dip on a James Cook for sure. Let's see here. I'm going to take Pacheco. I just genuinely like Pacheco. I'm shocked at this Pacheco price. Did Trey Harris go off the board? Am I never allowed to get Trey Harris anymore? Oh, no, he's still around. Now I said it. Fuck. Whoops. This is why we don't stream drafts. You start thinking about, are there any players that are going to hold out? And what does that mean? But I do think, how are you going to play those players is a great question, because in general, the market just buries those guys, right? They're going to, unless there's the Ayuk thing last year was so bizarre, where they're not burying him because A, he's a 49er, and B, then everybody thinks he's getting traded to Pittsburgh, right? And we dealt with all that nonsense. Everybody was so certain that Brandon Ayuk was getting traded to Pittsburgh. Not only did he not get traded to Pittsburgh, he got his extension with the 49ers, and then blew out his knee. But, okay. So as you can see here, I am the resident Trey Harris slappy, and we're going to go back to it. I know I actually really like Josh Downs. I want to get me some more Josh Downs. I do like Jaden Higgins. I could have swore I took him just earlier, but and I really do like Darnell Mooney, but we're trying to load the bags with Trey Harris. It's also possible that that sets me up for Herbert, right? Mooney, I think, makes sense there as well. I'm not drafting the the Colts quarterbacks, but if you like one of Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones, Josh Downs can set you up for those guys. Higgins would set you up for Stroud. So this range is nice, excuse me, for wide receiver, actually, because because of the because I actually kind of like this range of wide receivers. Downs is a good football player. I love Trey Harris. I'm not so much on Pittman, but if you like Pittman as a bounce back, I actually do like Mooney. I do like Luther Burden, Jack Besh, right? Jaden Higgins, Rashad Bateman. I think there's quality quarterbacks here, and a large percentage of them have quarterbacks that have yet to come off the board, so it can set you up for some quarterbacks. Which, of course, I don't have a quarterback yet, so I'm gonna need those. Do you think Kirk Cousins ends up anywhere? Maybe New Orleans. I think New Orleans is not. I think New Orleans is most interested in losing to try to win the Arch Manning sweepstakes, which, by the way, Arch will probably be awesome, and Arch will probably, be the number 1 overall pick next year. I don't see a lot, but who knows? Yeah, nobody projected Jaden Daniels to be the Heisman winner when he won it, right? The tank for Arch stuff is so funny because the guy has barely played college football, and he was good, but he wasn't like. I didn't watch Arch play those couple of games when Quinn Ewers was out and go, oh my God, this is the next Patrick Mahomes. This is the next whatever. I did not feel that when I watched Arch. Now, we'll see. But also, it would be hilarious if Arch does not. This is exactly what I was going to say. Arch is going to get paid a king's ransom if he wants to come back to Texas for another season or go somewhere else. If we want to really tinfoil hat it, Peyton and Eli both stayed in school for a long time, wildly different times, but it's also more beneficial now to stay in school. He'll know what team's going to pick him, and if he doesn't like him, he can come back to school, right, and make an absolute shitload of money. Or, like I said, what if Arch is just not what if Arch is a good player? I don't think it's very likely that Arch is not good in college, but what if Arch is not home run, slam dunk, first overall pick? It doesn't always work out like that, and even then, when that does happen, when it's Trevor Lawrence or when it's Caleb Williams, how have those fucking worked out, right? This guy was the 101 since he was in high school shit. That wasn't Caleb, but it was Lawrence. And Caleb, he's the 101 since whatever his sophomore season. Sometimes those guys just aren't that good. So I don't know. But I do think, to the question, that Arch, the Saints are eyeing up Arch. They're not eyeing up Kirk Cousins winning them 2 extra games this year. They'll just Shuck and Rattler figure it out. Whoever sucks least, go out there, or who sucks worst, honestly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you went and looked now, Arch is better than Shedeur. I'm a known Shedeur hater. If you are in our Discord, which of course there is a link in the description, it is a part of either our premium subscription, or you can get just for $5 a month. You can join the Discord. You pay your $5 a month, go to your account page and connect your Spike Week account to your Discord. You'll get in there. But yeah, so I was going to address this. Arch and Sanders aren't remotely similar quality of prospect. That's true, but Arch hasn't even played in college. So we're calling Arch this is every high is every 5-star big time high school quarterback recruit just automatically granted superstar NFL status? That's not super. Oh my, Mooney comes all the way back. Okay. Ranting about Arch and Shedeur. What a time to be alive. Okay, I do need to look. God damn it. The quarterback thing has not worked out for me very well. So I'm gonna take McCarthy, and I might double tap quarterback here, but think about which one of these guys. Right, so I can see my team view over here on the right side of your screen. Chargers, Herbert's gone. Arizona, Kyler gone. Rams. So I have Stafford in my back pocket. Obviously, no Hurts, no Purdy. Cam Ward. Then not that I want to stack him with Pollard, but still. Or take Stroud and do Jalen Noel, or Dalton Schultz, do Jordan Love, and I don't know, Tucker Kraft. Tucker Kraft won't make it back, but I could do a Dobbs or something like that. Drake May is the best pick in my opinion, let's just see if there's anybody that like I should take over him. I'm just gonna take May. Like if I don't have May stacked, all right, like I'll be okay. Hunter Henry, though, I'm going to need a second tight end. Right? I only have one tight end. Let's go back to the board. I took Trey McBride. I can take Hunter Henry later. Yeah. So I could have waited for Ward. It's just like, do I want to push it? We already got Martin over here saying you're not going to get Cam Ward. Ward Chig is definitely one of these backdoor-ish stacks that I really, really like. There's also a bunch of Tennessee. Like Io Manor, you want to get into Chimeri DK. Do you like Tyler Lockett? Do you like Treylon Burks? Whatever. There's a bunch of Tennessee options, and that was on the table for me. I just hate, maybe this is silly, stubborn, whatever, like opening that door of it comes back around to you and zero of the guys you wanted are there. And now you're staring down the barrel at Sam Darnold and those types. And like, at least right now, I don't want to be forced into these really sketchy quarterbacks yet. It is May 14th. It is May 14th. The prices on the running backs and wide receivers will tighten up over the course of the summer. We'll see on DraftKings, but generally speaking, right, they're going to tighten up over the course of the summer. And so once that happens later, then like, cool. All right, now we can get real risky with our quarterbacks. Like, I don't really want to do that right now because there's still a bunch of guys that go later at the other positions that I really like, that I want to make sure I'm solid at quarterback. Jonathan says, no, that's true. The better comp would be like Ewers, one of the top high school prospects. Yeah, obviously it didn't help his draft stock, and of course he accomplished way more. Definitely, yeah. I agree. Could not possibly agree with you more. By the way, like Shedeur, like I said, I've never been into Shedeur. I did not expect him to fall like that, but I also didn't. I kind of thought he would fall out of the first round. I thought he would be more of somebody trades up to get him at the back end of the first, right, to get the fifth-year option, or takes him at the beginning of the second type thing. I certainly did not expect that. Like that. That was crazy. But just from this comparison, like angle, a year ago, before Shedeur's final year at Colorado, if you looked at mock drafts, it was like him first overall, him top 5 in all of them. I'm not like a mega mock draft expert, but I peruse, and everybody loves Shedeur. Everybody thought he was going to be awesome, right? He's one of the leading Heisman favorites going into the final season, which is hilarious that Travis Hunter won it and not Shedeur. But everybody thought like, oh, right, and that does happen quite a bit, where it's like, oh, this guy, we're gonna like. I don't know if anybody watched the Drew Allers of the world. Like, we're already getting mock drafts right now. Drew Aller, like top 5. And I'm like, I mean, the Penn State parallels are there, but like, this is like Will Levis 2.0. Like, this dude stinks, but he looks the part, right? And he plays at Penn State. So there's just a lot of uncertainty around how these guys end up in the NFL draft, and then certainly how they end up in the actual NFL, no matter how big of a recruit they are. But I agree. Like, I'm fully expecting Arch to be great. I'm fully expecting Arch to be the number 1 overall pick. But oh my Lord, I am not. Actually, hold on. What do I have? 2, 3, 5, 1. Okay, so this guy's on auto right behind me. So let's see if we can't build out this Patriots thing with Ramondre and Kyle Williams. He takes ETN. Perfect. There we go. See, problem solved. We got McCarthy to JJ, and we got Drake May, Ramondre Stevenson, Kyle Williams. That's hilarious. Patriots stack with no Jets bring back. Yikes. Braylon's still around. Have some fucking patience. Haven't you ever heard about back to front drafting? I thought you won best ball tournaments. Jeez. Yeah, woof. Pick 160 Mason Taylor. Makes me want to vomit. Yeah, also, Benny, I saw it. GM. You think we won't draft? If you think I won't draft Malachi Corley, brother, you are sadly mistaken. Got to get the sweet week 17 bring back. Drake, if there's anything that screams winning $2 million against 1,000 other people in week 17, it's Drake May, Ramondre Stevenson, Kyle Williams with Malachi Corley or Josh Reynolds on the other side. Let me tell you what. Just put the fucking money in my account right now. Yeah, he stinks. He went to Jackson State because he needed to go to Jack. Papa took the job to get Shador some hype. Yeah, we've established this game is solved. Go to spikeweek.com where they solve best ball with Drake May, Kyle Williams, Malachi Corley stacks because that's what the manifesto said. I'm kidding. The manifesto didn't say that. It's just that's the rules. Got to have week 17 stacks with your bringbacks. Otherwise, you are dead because the bots are going to do it. Sorry. I'm just catching up. Andrew saying I'm behind by a bit, but I felt your he's fine list in my soul. That's how I joked about like we should have fun over the course of the summer because we're going to spend 1,000 out. Like last year I drafted like, I don't remember, 15, I ballparked it at 1,500 teams, like 1,500 teams. Now I accomplished that through a lot of slows, but you're still spending a ton of time even when you're doing a lot of your volume through slow drafts. All right. So let's just call it 1,000 hours. It's more. It's a lot more. But let's call it 1,000 hours. You spend 1,000 hours, and the overwhelming majority of the time, I get on the clock and I just look at a bunch of names and either in my head or audibly go, "He's fine. He's fine. I don't like him. Ooh, I like Jordan Mason. I really like him. Oh, Ramondre, he's fine." I just do like nothing, but he's the whole best ball. He's fine. Like that's the fucking. You summarize all of best ball with "he's fine." It's ridiculous. And if you don't summarize it with "he's fine," you just draft the same team over and over and over, and you reach on everyone, and you know, it's like the whole game is defined by who you classify. Where is your cutoff for who's fine? That's the game. Welcome to Hot Best Ball Summer. Again, we've solved it. Oh, dude. No. Appreciate you. I appreciate this sentiment, but I jammed all in Thunder Celtics with Wolves, Pacers. So the real problem. Hold on, we'll make some picks and I'll come back to the NBA thing because I'm very tilted about the NBA playoff best ball. I'm getting crushed, even though I'm Minnesota. Unbelievable. Oh, God damn it. South is up, and the literal question that he just asked, that he super chatted, by the way. The question that he just asked, the player that I knew it. He takes Ray Davis. Really wanted Ray Davis. He is perfect for the, how are you playing it if James Cook holds out? Well, Ray Davis. No, I'm not taking Mason Taylor. Don't ask me. Did I? Oh, we're just mega stacking the Patriots here. Yeah. Slam dunk. Right to the podium. Oh, shit. I forgot this guy's on auto. Pick 170. What's my next pick? 191. I'm not letting you guys do this to me. Will Shipley, look at that. 70%. We got to keep up. Those are rookie numbers. You got to pump those numbers up. I'm not letting you fuckers. Every time I do it, the only reason it's not 100% Will Shipley is because I stream some drafts and you assholes take them every single time from me. Like I can't get pick 180 Will Shipley if I'm live streaming the draft. So anyway, I see you guys other comments. I will do them in a second. Got to be killing the NBA with all your Pacers and Wolves. Yeah, absolute metric ton of T-Wolves, quite a few Pacers. My best underdog team has both with Thunder Celtics, but it also has Jason Tatum, RIP. I basically use Pacers and Wolves to get my as well as Warriors and Rockets to get my Thunder and Celtics and Cavs through. And I faded the Nuggets, which is like I loaded up Clippers was the other thing. The real thing that killed me was the Clippers and of course the Celtics. So I faded the Knicks and I faded the Nuggets. And like the two teams, not only are you going, I don't think the Nuggets are going to advance, but the Knicks are now with Tatum hurt. And so that's just a burial. And then the Nuggets scored so many points that, like, I don't know. I feel fine about they went to game 7 in round 1. My Clippers helped me get there, but everybody, Jokic scored so many points. Aaron Gordon scores so many points that I just can't. I can't advance enough teams. Even right, Minnesota wins in 5, and Jokic plays 6 or 7 games. I just can't compete. You know what I mean? I think so. Yeah. Benny says 98% of the players are they're fine. I wish he was I like that. I think the they're fine is, man, I would really like them if they were around cheaper. It's like, or maybe that's the delineation. Yeah. There's like he's fine or he's give me a round cheaper. Give me this is he's fine or I'll take him when he falls is that. And then there's the fade, right? There's I fucking love him. I like this guy. He's fine. I'll take him when he falls. Absolutely fucking not. And so it's the 5, right? Extremely, what is it? What's the totally agree, mostly agree, somewhat disagree, totally disagree, whatever. That's our best ball sliding scale of that. Welcome to Spike Week, Mike. I'm sure you've been around before, but yes, that's what happens in these drafts. We all are targeting the same players. It's DraftKings, so there's a bunch of other people that are not here with us that are doing some crazy things. Yeah, it gets a little chaotic, like me taking Will Shipley at 170 overall. Let's see. Mad Sucks. How big a margin do you need to draft 2 players from the same team? Ooh. Cumulative scoring. Okay, hold on. I'm about to be back on the clock. It's an interesting question. Who did 4 QB? I missed it. See, this is the other problem with streaming the draft and rambling about your bad luck with your Minnesota Timberwolves bags. Okay. See, this is the only problem with taking Shipley that early is. Okay, we're drawing the line with. I'll take Io Manor. Get a little Tennessee thing going on here. God damn it! It tilts the shit out of me that this guy's on auto. I do not have enough time. Okay. Really need a running back, but I hate these running backs. I guess we're just gonna stick with the tried and true Jarquez Hunter. Jarquez Hunter, the other Will Shipley of my current early drafts. I just think when we start to get to the summer months, like the real summer months, and there's training camp and all that, and they are like, oh yeah, Jarquez Hunter is really wowing at camp, and he's probably past Blake Corum. Like he's gonna shoot through the moon. And if I end up wrong on that, and he is the RB3, so be it. That's okay. 6-hole just took his fourth quarterback, and it was Anthony Richardson. So really, it's 4.5 or 3.5. Dak, Jordan Love, 2, so 3. There's 4. He used 4 roster spots, but really only has 3 quarterbacks. Half a Tua and half a Richardson. If you combine, can you imagine if you combine Tua and Richardson into one player? They would still get hurt all the time, I guess. That would be the problem. So we need someone else. Who never gets hurt? What quarterback never gets hurt? Whoever never gets hurt would be the other quarterback that we have to add onto here. Because if you took Richardson's arm, size, and athleticism with Tua's accuracy, right, smarts, and all that, and put them together, I mean, that's creative player. That's Madden creative player quarterback. That's what most people, back in the day, that's what you would do. Yeah, that's the quarterback you would create. The problem is the injury rating is still like 35. A-Rich gets hurt and Tua gets hurt. So we need a non-injury prone quarterback. No Braylon Allen bring back. I wish. He went 1402. So that's when I took Hunter Henry. So I took the Ramondre Kyle Williams thing, and then Braylon went over here. If you can see on this, see if you can see my mouse over here. So nothing I could do. I love Braylon. Love him. This is fair. Biggest edge for early drafts is getting CMC paired with a round 1 wide receiver. I got no problems with that. Oh yeah, Mad Sox. Sorry. How big a margin do you need to draft 2? So when you say margin, do you mean like how far should they be separated out by ADP? Because I don't think about it that way necessarily, though. I don't love spending a ton of draft capital in. I know there are differing opinions on this. I don't love spending a ton of draft. Like it's overall draft capital, not so much the margin between the two players. ADP. I don't love spending a ton of draft capital on one offense in really any format. There are perks to it where it works out really well. It has generally just been the Bengals that it keeps working out with, Chase and T. But I don't, if you did Chase Brown, Burrow last year, like it was a smash, and that happened 3 years ago. Also, there's times where that happens. The problem is that it's really rare for those guys to do something in the same week. It's semi-rare for them to be like smashes at really high prices in the same season. They can like alternate big weeks and have good enough seasons combined. And of course, if the offense is a stone cold smash, that is great. I'm not worried. Like Javonte and Jaden Blue, like I hate Jaden Blue at this price, but I think that there's absolutely nothing wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And drafting CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens on the same team is more than fine for me. I'm into it. Like if the Cowboys just smash on offense, then yeah, dude, sign me up for a bunch of CeeDee and George Pickens. And I'm not worried about the fact that they're 4 rounds apart. Pickens going in the 5th now, and CeeDee is a first round pick. All right, I'm up to 2572. I think I said I was going to make this 8-2, nice little 2882 team. Is that right? Or no, 2. What am? No, I have 2-6. Okay, fuck. All right, we're gonna do. I haven't done Jordan James yet, and I've regretted that a little bit. that I haven't had any Jordan James. Oh, we got one here. Oh, fuck. Which one of you took Ty Felton, dude? Come on. Okay, I'm taking 2-2. So little secondary Rams. That's probably what I should have done anyway. I did want Ty Felton to give me to add to my Vikings thing over here, but something I like doing, right, is just like secondary stacking without the quarterback. Like especially the Rams are such a good team to do this on. You see, I have Jarquez Hunter, Devontae Adams, and Tutu Atwell. They can all just be good picks, right, in various different ways. If Puka misses time, which he is known to do, Devontae and Tutu get big boosts. If Jarquez Hunter just gets onto the field, right? If Kyron misses time, maybe Kyron misses time and they throw it a little bit more, then that's still good for Hunter. It's good for Devontae. It's good for Tutu. There's a bunch of different ways where they can just be good overall, but they can also correlate together in like their success, the way that they are successful. So I like to do that. I think Felton would have been good too. But I really like you see this team with all these like secondary stacks. That was why Jordan James jumped off the board. I've been wanting to get a little bit of him. And I just haven't done it yet because I take fucking Jarquez Hunter and Will Shipley on every team. But like building out these little secondary correlations is like this way to bet on the offense, this way to potentially get attached to the offense, like not even just betting on the offense over the course of the season. They just get in a funky game. The Broncos last year were just like, I mean, Sutton was a pretty good pick, but outside of that, they were not really very good for fantasy. But you just attach Marvin Mims to your Cortland Sutton teams, and they happen to, if you did correlate week 17, right, you got T going absolutely bonkers, and you just have like the nuts because you just happen to get attached to the right offense in the right week. So I really like doing that. We got Pollard and Io Manor, Jauan, and Jordan James. A lot of J's. Look at that. Double JJs. A lot of JJs. Justin Jefferson on this team. This is Team JJ. Jarquez Hunter needs a new last name. But yeah, little Patriots kind of mega stack there. McCarthy, Jefferson, Rams secondary, Eagles secondary, Chargers secondary, Niners, and Titans. Yeah, you can sign me up. You can sign me up for all this. We will be done here in just a minute, and unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do reviews and all of that of teams. Be back tomorrow to draft some more teams. Be back Friday to draft some more teams, and also the new Legendary Sickos will be launched on Saturday. So just keep on coming back. We're going to be drafting teams all summer, including tomorrow and Friday. But I have to run because if you are a Spike Week subscriber, whether it's just to the Discord, again, that's just $5 a month. You can get access to the Discord below. You can get premium access on the website under subscribe, or if you have a premium subscription, right, you have all the tools and all the rankings. The Discord comes free with that. Every Wednesday, as soon as we're done with this draft show, every Wednesday we'll do this draft show at 5 p.m. Eastern, and then at 6 p.m. Eastern we have what we call the lab, where everybody in the Discord gets to hang out. We hop on a little Zoom call, a bunch of us, and talk some best ball. Oh boy, back on the clock, and I wasn't paying attention. But I do have a running back I already know that I want to target. Maybe. Did you guys take him? Yep, he's gone. Oh boy. All right. Well, I hate Brashard Smith, but come on down. Sure. Dogs are barking. Hate Brashard Smith. But that's it. I will just run down my team really quickly. Justin Jefferson, Trey McBride, Devontae Adams, Devontae Smith, Amarian Hampton, Jauan Jennings, Tony Pollard, Isaiah Pacheco, Trey Harris. Just really love the secondary correlations here. JJ McCarthy with Justin Jefferson, Drake May. We took naked, and then we built out a nice big Patriots stack with Ramondre, Kyle Williams, and Hunter Henry. 4 Patriots in a row. What could possibly go wrong? Will Shipley, Alec Iomanner, Jarquez Hunter, Jordan James, Tutu Atwell, and Brashard Smith. That's going to do it for today's draft show here on Spike Week. If you're in the Discord, we will be in the lab here in just a minute. And if you are not, come hang out and join us tomorrow at the same time for another draft stream. And subscribe to the channel on your way out. Come on, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers. Peace.
Woo! Those were some spicy takes. Want to stay up to date with all of the other spicy takes we're going to have over here at Spike Week? Why don't you press that subscribe button below? You turn notifications on, we draft a team, boom, you know about it. We have another spicy take, boom, you know about it. You can be there. You can draft with us. You want to stay up to date? That's how you do it. All right, we'll catch you later next time here at Spike Week.